On to the next segment. I think probably our most loved segment is when we teach people that don't know rugby or have limited knowledge of rugby. We teach them some of the rules of the game. We also learn from talking to each other about it. So I've got my expert here, Umbehle, who's going to give us the knowledge that we need so that when we're watching the game, people stop tapping us on the shoulder to say, what just happened there? Why is the ref doing this? So we can explain that now for you. And we encourage you people to really follow us and also ask us what do we need to include in the next episode as part of our Rugby 101. Let's get the basics right. So today we are covering, first of all, we are covering the advantage rule because we hear a lot about advantage. And advantage is there in soccer. Advantage is also there in rugby. It's very different. So Umbehle is going to help us to understand what is the advantage. And secondly, penalty options. So we spoke last week about the penalty that's given to a team for infringement that's done by another team. So now, when you are given the penalty, what options do you have as the receiver of the penalty? There's four basic options that you have. We'll go into that. But the advantage rule. We see you ref not blowing the whistle, but showing the arm. Mm-hmm. The whistle is not blown. And we say it's advantage. This team has an advantage. Mm-hmm. And it can go on and on and on. In soccer, it's probably 2 seconds or 3 seconds. But in rugby, it can go on phase after phase after phase. Mm-hmm. What's happening there?
Yeah, so advantage ngobani lama nenze ixhosa comment ukuthi uphumile ingalo. Uphumile ingalo. Yeah, odabani ukuthi uphumile ingalo. Yazi ukuthi ne players yabona ukuthi
ze advantage. They can take a risk.
Yeah. So now advantage is basically referee angafuna umosha inansika momentum.
Yes.
The momentum of play. Because remember we xa kudlala irugby okanye xa kudlala sport we're not watching.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Batrayang and eyona ndlela yokuthi ingabe ngaye into ibe ngenantsika
ibe players
okanye ibe ngegame. So if there's an infringement, because sometimes the infringement yazi ibe deliberate, uthola ukuthi umuntu uyenze deliberately, the opposition nantsika team bayenze because bayenza ntoni bafuna slow shut down igame, and then ngoku refu kulapho angena khona ukuthi okay ndiyibonile laa nto yenzeke phaa ndizaninika i-penalty but you still have a ball, you still nisakwazi udlala nisakwazi uya phambili. So athi hayi masiqhubeke, then if kube yi-try leyo iphela i-result as a try, then ke ngoku good, that's what was wanted.
Yeah.
So i-infringement ingaba deliberate okanye ibe yi-careless play okanye mistake from the opposition.
Yes.
Then if it does not happen, or that's an advantage. You ask me advantage. So advantage into yoba ureferee akafuna uslowa igame and akafuna igame ibe ngayo, ufuna ukwenza sure uba okokuqala le team i-attack-ayo uyinikeza ixesha loba idlale, because uzayimisa la team kanti uzayinika 3 points kanti bubu ungayimisanga izawuthola 7 points. Yeah, but try and the conversion.
So Umbehle uthi the ref wants to keep the game flowing. The momentum must be with the team that was attacking and punish the team that is actually caused the infringement. So the ref is actually wanting to see if there will be an advantage to the team that didn't commit the infringement. So in other words, the team is gaining ground or the team is still looking like they can score. So we let the game flow. And that's what the advantage rule is. And then rugby can go on for 20 seconds, guys. It's much longer. So people ask that question a lot.
But still, you say advantage.
So it can go 5 phases, 6 phases. And if ref will stop, the ref will only stop the game if they see that team didn't get that advantage that they were looking for, and will call the play back to 20 seconds before and say, no, we're going back to that penalty.
Yeah.
So rugby is that different. Now, the second one that we were asked to explain, Beshe, is around, what do we call this? The options. Now you are given the penalty.
Okay.
Somebody was offside, your opposition. What choices do you have?
Yeah, you've got a few choices in rugby. you can tap and go. You can tap and go and play quickly from the penalty. You can also take 3 points by kicking to the goals, and you can also ask for a scrum. The famous Ubalo fan, the famous Willemse, the famous Willemse. You can also remember. You can take a scrum, the third one, but you can also kick to touch, so that you can get a line out.
And you've got a throw in that line out.
Yes, the throw in will be yours. So you kick to the touch, and then you get a line out, and then you throw. But it all depends on two things. It all depends on two things. One, each team is playing you play to your strengths.
Yeah.
You play to your strengths. So you play to your strengths. So it depends on what strengths are going. And also it depends, as I explained as well too. But it also depends about upina ape baleni.
Where are you in?
Are you in your own half? Are you in an opposition's half? And is will it be direct, like straight to the poles, or in an angle?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Gandhi, you play to your strengths. Is if you are a team that you know that you can dominate physical play,
like the Springboks.
The Springboks usually they don't really kick to the post. Because if you kick to the post, you remember that you only get 3 points. But if you do other things, you take a scrum or you take a touch, you might get 7 points. So the Springbok will always go for a maximum because of a physicality, because bias term. But if you were a team, let's say for an example, you were a smaller team playing a big team, maybe 3 points because you want to build up points. So you might want to take 3 points. You understand? So that is now playing to your strengths. But I also mentioned that it depends about upina in the play, in a fielding. If you are in your own half, depending on your own half, we know that there's guys that can kick like 60 meters.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has kicked more than. I think someone has. There is a kicker that has ever placed kicking to the post. I think the one I can remember is 62 meters.
Oh wow.
Yeah, 62 meters. Do you know another one? Stein. Yeah. I think it was Franz Stein. It was about 62. I don't know if anyone has ever kicked a distance more than 62. So if you are deep in your own half, obviously you would want to
kick for touch.
You want to kick for touch so that you can get territory. Because
territorial, you throw it.
Yeah, territorial. So you always want to be in the
half of your
in the opposition's half, so that if you lose a ball and then you still have a cover defense, you still have at least umhlaba emva kwakho, and then you also get a chance of making points.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just explain those two.
Thank you, sure. So hey guys, now we're learning. So you know what the penalty options are, but you also know what when the advantage is played, why. That's the reason why the advantage is played, and also what benefits that the team get out of the advantage rule. So we are learning, guys. So as we said, we please encourage you that you should share with us learnings that you want to get from this episode, or from where we talk rugby according to us episodes.